My older brother won the lottery and proposed to my wife, which she accepted. I kept my mouth shut until 7 months later, when he found out why I didn't say anything. There are few things that can bring joy to a divorced man, but one of them has to be getting a text from his ex, regretting leaving him. Plus, she had the audacity to be upset with me for not telling her about my brother's warning signs. Although, to be honest, there was only one particular sign that I knew about, and I didn't tell them. I was waiting for it, and I couldn't feel bad for them for what they did to me. Didn't she promise my brother to be with him in sickness and in health? Well, then let her stay with him. Of course, she couldn't even keep our wedding vows. Why would I expect her to change now? Honestly, this is just a post to ask, ironically, if I'm wrong for not feeling sorry when her stupid actions led to stupid results. Maybe you see me as a person without empathy, but deep down, I know I'm 100% right. Plus, I should help her now that she's in a bind. She wouldn't be in that situation if he hadn't left me for my brother in front of everyone. I will never forget that moment, but I have to tell you about it so you guys know what I'm talking about. 7 months ago, my brother was bragging to me that now that he had money, he had power. He believed he could get anything he wanted, even my wife. At that time, we were out with the boys, and we laughed at his joke. I told him he was dreaming, my wife was loyal. So, he bet $200 that he could steal her from me. He was 110% sure she would laugh in his face. He even considered him a clown because he's not a very serious guy. She wouldn't leave me for that fool. Yeah, my brother had recently won the lottery and had a lot of money, but our love meant more than that. Not only did that $200 serve to prove that he was naive, but it also proved that my wife, at that time, was worthless. That day, I learned that never say never because everyone has a price. You want to know what my wife's price was? Just a shopping cart. It didn't take him a moment to promise her that the world would be hers if she could just buy a shopping cart. She left me. She told her that she was serious and that she could even take care of the divorce. She would live a life of luxury and have everything she wanted to prove that she was serious. At that very moment, she paid for a $3,000 wish list on her Amazon account. I was speechless watching that horror show. How was it possible that my wife sold herself for a measly $3,000? Of course, I couldn't just pull $3,000 out of my ass and give it to her. I needed to work really hard. For my brother, it was a very small amount with his recent award. That same night, I wanted to surprise her with some great news about our future, but my opportunity was stolen from me when she told me about this. We had a conversation, and she couldn't look me in the eye. She laughed and said that my brother was joking, that he was a clown sometimes. I told her to cancel her order and to cut off communication with him. She mocked me and told me not to control her. If I wanted to, she would leave me for my brother. She said she told me not to control her because she could leave me and be with a man that would treat her better. That night, I went to sleep in a room outside of the house while she locked herself in hers without saying a word. The next morning, she wasn't there. And even though I texted her and tried to call her, she never answered. After a few days, I woke up and went to breakfast only to find breakfast ready and the divorce papers on the table. I had to make myself a coffee to read them properly because I was still asleep, even though the papers woke me up pretty badly. She was really leaving me for my brother. The worst part of all is that my brother, a few days later, sent me a text demanding the $200 because he had really won the silly bet.